Hello and welcome to the first episode of the VRCade Podcast of 2024. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you had a good holiday season. I'm in DVR. My colleague here is Mr. Chan. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thank you, Serge. How about you?
Very well, thank you. And we have a friend of us, Michael, and he's the owner of VReality in Florida. How are you, sir?
Good, very well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. And how was your festive period?
How was my festive period? It was different this year for me, but it was fine. It was calm. I just chilled, basically.
Yeah. How about
Not a-
the arcade? Was it quite busy?
Arcade was good. Yeah, we had a good because our kids, the school's out, so it's a good week for us. I have two locations, and one was just crazy because everybody's shopping at the mall. My other one is nice to have the kids and regulars off, so they just come in and visit us. It's fantastic.
Oh, nice, nice. And when did you guys open up?
So we've been open for 5 years. So we opened in March of 19. Actually, it was actually November of 18, but we had to train everybody and get everything up and running. So March of 19, we opened the first location.
Okay, so that was a couple of years before the whole pandemic thing, wasn't it?
It was, and
Yeah.
that hurt. Yeah, I had two stores, two locations at that time in 20. I had to shut one down because of COVID, and I was able to work with them all, and they were helping me out, and so I was able to keep that open and keep going. It was thank goodness for them.
Yeah. I think VRilliant opened pretty close to COVID, right, John?
That is true. Yes, we did. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't planned, or let's say it wasn't planned like that, but it worked out fine. So, who's gonna plan for a worldwide pandemic, right? So, it was tough at the beginning, but everything worked
How'd
out
you
fine.
guys make it through?
I mean, there were still some periods where guests were allowed, and we just use these periods, just with the masks on, with disinfecting everything at any given time, and that was fine in Switzerland for a few months. Then everything was closed down for good, and yeah, that was the tough period where we could luckily focus on the software side of our business. And yeah, for a few months, we really just concentrated because we were new anyway to the software development side. And let's say some of us were, especially me. And yeah, just, learning by doing and having enough time to do so was good in that aspect. But business wise, of course, it was tough at the beginning. But as soon as everything opened up, we were just fully ready and could just profit from the curious guests that were finally allowed to come back. So yeah, that went well.
Yeah, 2021 was good, really good for us. We were
Yes,
like,
it
all
was.
right, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious, Michael, what was your first VR experience in general?
Do you guys remember when Sega tried to bring out VR?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so hyped. I was ready to spend $1 million just to have this at my house. And then they spent millions of dollars. And of course, they couldn't figure out the latency problem. So it failed. So my first one was when I bought my Rift when it first came out. And it was that 8 years, almost 9 years ago now. So that's insane. I think, gosh, yeah, it'll be almost 9 years coming up.
So did you also use the smartphone devices? They were also somehow,
Yeah.
connectable with the VR
We
goggles and
tried several of them to do it. Samsung was the best one that worked. Even had the afterwards. I modded my 5 Pro headsets with the lenses. We were able to take them out of that one because they were glass lenses. They were gorgeous, so I put them in there. But yeah, I started with the little headset thing.
really cool. And you mentioned Sega, so I guess you were always in this, in the gaming side of things.
Oh my word! I've been a gamer since I can remember. Yeah, I used to play with my feet. It was good. My Atari. Yeah, it's like this is a talent nobody's gonna be able to do. So yeah, it was really fun. Yeah.
What's your first gaming experience that you remember then?
Oh gosh, it's gonna date me, right? Pong was my very first one. I had a little dial that
I
because we
remember,
just got
yeah.
the adapter for it, yeah. And then my Atari 2600 was just a bomb back then. So yeah, that was a couple years ago, just not too long ago.
No, I remember. I remember the NES. Yeah, I remember playing. No, the Spectrum, ZX Spectrum Plus 3, I think it's called, or something like that. So that's dating me
Over
as well.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're
it's a
both.
few years too, just a
Yeah,
couple years.
we're both fossils, aren't we? Really.
I am for sure. Yes.
Okay, so then what made you open your own VR arcade store then? Was it
That's a fun story, actually. I never thought I'd be alive to see VR come to where it is today. This is amazing for me. And I actually got a job at Oculus. I worked for Oculus for 2 years. Yeah, it was very interesting. I got to go see the headquarters and never saw Zuck, which I'm glad. I don't care, but I was able to do some really nice sales for them and work out and demo the Rift, the Go, and the Quest 2 when it came out. That was really awesome. So I got approached by a business partner at the time. I was in my second year, and he said, "Hey, you think we can make money on this?" I said, "Yeah." So because VR wasn't really popular yet in the homes, so we did it. We went in together, and so we were open. We were running. I got staff. Everything's great. A week after we opened, they left and I was like, what do I do now? So I just went, straight ahead, just went for it. And here I am today, thankfully still doing it, but barely, but I'm doing it. Yeah.
That's really interesting that you started out at the Quest headquarters, I guess, because
Yeah.
they are, you know, I guess still the front runners in this business.
Well, now
So
Oculus headquarters, not Quest, Oculus. Make sure you're
Oculus,
clear on that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still
yeah,
have my shirts,
yeah.
my logos, my water bottles, my jackets. I got everything. Yeah. So
was
the
it
Do you
real Oculus.
was it sales you were doing for them more?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Demo and sales. Yeah.
nice.
so
Who
you
could
can
ever
get
sell the
some
most
tips?
rifts? That's good.
You can get some tips later, Serge.
Yeah, I need them.
Yeah, and today this the Rift is still one of my favorite headsets. So it's still one of the best headsets ever made. From durability to the audio is still superior. But now that new ones come out, they're just kind of cheapen it a little bit, or they try to take shortcuts. So
Yeah,
and the Quest 2 and all that's a great example. They brought it to the masses, but they cut so much out. So
yeah. I didn't. I've never tried the Rift. I bought the Rift S. It was my second headset that I had.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
So,
the PSVR 1 was my first.
oh wow,
Yeah,
okay.
so PSVR 1, Rift, Quest 2, then the Valve Index, then the PSVR 2, then the Quest 3. Yeah. What
So
headset?
you've
Yeah.
tried them.
Yeah. Which headsets do you like have for yourself at home?
All of them. I have a problem. So
Yeah,
I thought it would be cool to have a shelf with all the headsets, which I'm actually thinking about doing here, is bringing them all up and displaying them
that'd be
because so
awesome.
people can see how it's come through. Yeah, because the Go is probably still one of my favorite headsets, even though there's no support for it.
Yeah.
The Rift is still great. I have the Valve Index. I have the HP Reverb G2, the Vive Pro 1, or I'm sorry, Vive Pro 1 and Vive Pro 2. And then I have the the Vive Focus 3. There's a small echo in here. Apologies. I'm trying to catch up. Uh, where I'm at. So the Quest 1, Quest 2, and the Pico 4 is my newest headset right now, which I love my Pico 4.
Yeah, I know a few people with Pico 4, and that they really liked it. I think I had one for about a month. Have you not got the Quest 3?
No. No. Unless somebody gives me a Quest 3, I
Yeah,
could care less. So.
yeah.
Because if you haven't tried, like you tried a Pico 4, did you send it back because of the Quest and you got a Quest 3?
Yeah, I mean, I was close to getting one for free, and that's why I did it. But then it didn't pan out, basically. So
Oh, bummer. But did you try it? Were you able to try it?
Yeah, I tried it for a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it. Yeah.
So you had to give it back. I'm sorry. It sucks.
I mean, the Quest 3. Yeah, I'm not going to say any more about the Quest 3.
No, you can say no. I have
I'm not.
all my employees like, "Are you going to get it? You're going to get it?" I'm like, "No, they're not good for what we do."
Yeah.
For the location-based entertainment centers, the Quest is not a good headset. They don't support us. They take all of our stuff away. It's like, so there's no point in having it in our things. But the
Yeah.
Pico 4, they're totally about it, and they've been fantastic to work with. The guys here in the U.S. are really great. I met them 4 weeks ago, and they're really fantastic. So, and they want to come back and make a strong hold. But they've been around since the Pico 2 and 3, right, at Enterprise. So the 4 is just a nice successor to all that. So, but the Quest 3 is going to be a great headset at home. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
fantastic for people. If you jump right in, it's your first time in VR, you're going to be blown away. But it's still about them making money, right? Because it's still front heavy. Everything's in the front. You got to buy a strap. So you're almost in what, $800, $900 when you've invested for what, really? I mean, it's just kind of crazy. And
That's
it's
one
still
of the
just an
reasons.
analog.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was reluctant to get it, but because I stream, my Quest 2 wasn't streaming anymore, so I kind of had to get it. But I haven't.
Yeah.
I refuse to spend money on battery straps, and everyone's like, "Oh, why haven't you got this and that?" And I've got a Quest 2 battery strap held together with tape because I refuse to spend money on it.
Yeah. Sorry, you're snapped, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had 3 of them
3,
snapped.
yeah, same.
Dumb. $120. Come on, that's so ridiculous. So, but the Bobo, you know about that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if am I allowed to plug anything. I don't know, but I'm not plugging it. But that is the best thing we've ever done. So our headsets will never die because of it. It's cheap. The Pico sells it for $70 or for 70 for now, and it's what, $80 or $90 for the Quest. So that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I was looking at the Bobo because that tape isn't going to hold much longer. So yeah, it's done me proud for the time.
That's good. I had to do that to my HP. Did the same thing. We've had 2 of them snapped, and I do that.
Yeah.
Oh! Side note: I also have a Vive Flow. Do you know what that is?
Just the goggles, right? So these
Yeah,
tiny things.
the
Have
garbage
they?
goggles is what I call them. Yeah.
So I take it the experience is not that great
Oh
then.
my gosh, you have to use your phone as a remote, and it's so uncomfortable. It's horrible. But that's what the new Vive, what XR Elite or whatever it is. That's the combination of that and their new thing, and it's so bad. It's just so wrong. Yeah, there's no head strap either. You just hold it up.
But do you think that this will be the future then? So that we only have these glasses instead of, real headsets?
I still think the Apple, the new headset is vaporware. I don't think it's going to come out anytime soon, and that'll be the smallest one. And I guess the new, oh crap, what's the, oh gosh, the really new one. It's really thin.
I
Oh, I
think
can't
I
even.
know it. I also don't remember the name.
It's a known company too, but Micro Oasis has been testing and helping them out. I don't know the name of it, but anyway, that could be really cool. We want it that size, right? That'd be really good to have that lightweight and everything.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure you have their field of view. That's what I want. I want my 130, 40 degrees or even bigger, but you got to have that surface in there to do it. So
Yeah.
lightweight would work. If you look at the Pico 4, it's literally like that thin. And how they made all that happen in that headset blows my mind. And that's a nice form factor, I think, on your face.
It is. Yeah. It is. It definitely is. I did notice that about it. It was nice, the form factor and the feel of it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
Really.
But you love your
And they put the battery in the back.
Sorry?
And they put their battery in the back.
Yeah. They did actually. Yeah, it felt like it was a good headset. It was a good headset. Because I know you like your gadgets and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
I noticed you've got you don't just do VR. You have like retro games, and you have like massage chairs and all that kind of stuff. Tell us about that.
Well, you try to appeal to the masses, right?
Yeah.
And, Chen was asking me earlier about ages, and we do. It's 7 and up for our VR, the actual the expensive headsets, and then we have a 9D motion ride that if they can sit in the headset and be like sit still and watch everything, I'll put any age in there that will do it. But most kids under even 7 or 6 will they'll just live there for a second and go, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So I have a roller coaster basically at each one of the stores, and they do really well. Then yeah, the massage chairs for the parents. They come in. I have people actually just come in for our chairs because they do your arms, they do your glutes, they do your legs. It's amazing, and we'll offer it. It's where their kids is playing like 30 minutes. We'll give them a free massage for 15, and it goes over real well.
Nice.
It brings them back for sure. It's good.
That
And then,
is.
excuse me. Oh yeah, oh they love it, and I get to use it too, so it's really good. Our arcade, we have 2 arcades. They're fully, they're just retro, like from a Pac-Man to everything missing in there is Donkey Kong, but there's Galaga, Mrs. Pac-Man, um, Terminator 2, Simpsons, that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And the idea was to just have a place for people to come that we don't have anywhere in this area for an arcade that's not like with beer and alcohol for adults. That's what it's really for. So we have a place where kids can come and play and enjoy it. It's just one price. They play all day, $10, and they can play as much as they want. So
Wow.
yeah, it's cool. And it's gone really well. It's done well.
Yeah, because I sent Chun your website, and he's like, "This place looks really cool. They do massages." And
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
mean, certainly.
that was huge. So we added massage chairs. The adults were like, because they have them in the mall, and they're rough, and they're like nobody cleans them, and it's like, yeah. So we clean ours, and they do really well.
It's also really cool that you have, gaming from the past, the arcade stuff, then gaming in, let's say, in the future, the VR stuff. Really cool to see both sides at the same
yeah,
location. So really
Yeah, I like
smart
to
there.
try to keep up for sure on all the technology. Just you have to, right? I mean, just
Yeah.
to make sure you're doing something that they can't do at home, or you have something they can't purchase yet, kind of stuff. So that's what I try to do.
So, going back to your location 5 years ago, do you think that was one or two things that really helped grow your business during this time?
Oh yeah, yeah. The fact that people didn't have this hardware or not going to spend, $3,000 to $5,000 to make it to work.
mm,
So, and then the Quest wasn't even out then. So that was a big plus for us. So, and multiplayer, you can bring friends, you guys could come together and play. Up to 8 players could do it at our first venue. And that was huge. They'd come and battle each other. We had Beat Saber tournaments at the time, which is fantastic until Zuck took it out of the arcades, but that's nothing, never mind.
your old friend.
So, yeah, it's good. But so now tournaments were really big too, and that drew people in, and we had awesome prizes, and the talk would grow from there. But it was mainly multiplayer experience and things they couldn't do at home for sure because it really wasn't popular then.
Yeah. What do you think's brought you the most business? Do you think it's word of mouth?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
my gosh! When I first started, I set quite a bit of money aside for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I paid for didn't bring me anything, from radio ads to table ads to spots in our condos and stuff like that. Never once saw anything from it. And word of mouth was our big thing. People would just come in and talk, and they'd leave and say, "This is great. I'm going to tell everybody." They get on Facebook, they blast it, or they tell their friends. Their friends would come back. It was yeah, that was where it was at. So free is always better, right? Anyway, so
yeah, yeah. I mean, do you know the whole massage chair thing? Was that from day one? Or was that something you thought of along the way?
it was when I went to our first show,
Yeah.
and I saw they had it available for commercial, and it was like, yeah, we got to do this because oh gosh, I'm having guests coming in. What do I do? Can I take a second
Yeah,
break?
yeah, sure, sure.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
But yeah, the first show I went to, we found him, saw him. I said, I got to have these in my store, and he goes, "Yep, here we go." Made me a deal, and boom, I had 2 massage chairs, and now I have 6. So, and they're doing really great. So, it's all right. I'll be right back. Hold
No,
on.
no, no, cool. That's fine.
Okay.
It's really cool. Now after this episode, everyone's getting some massage chairs for their arcade.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you could save money, Chan, and you could give massages at the, venues.
Well, maybe if I get paid, then yeah, maybe I would consider it. But I think massage chairs are doing a better job than I would ever do. So
It's a really good idea. Keep the parents
I really,
busy, keep them coming back, and then they can just jump
it
on
is.
the the arcades, the retro arcade, and that the fact that it's like $10 unlimited, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good
I
idea.
wanna I
I would
wanna go
also
there.
love it.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I said I want to go there.
Yeah, me too. Let's go.
Right,
Just for the massage chairs.
yeah, Chan and I are coming for a massage and some retro gaming.
Please, I would love to have you guys. It's really fun. So, oh yeah, I'm surprised at how well the massage chairs have actually done. And you see people doing them in the mall, and I'll walk by them and go, "Hey, you want something better? Let me know." And it happened the other day that there was guys in, two of them were racing in one of our racer sims, and one of the guys just sitting there like this. And he get out and I said, "How? It was a good massage." He goes, "Yeah, it was amazing." I said, "Where'd you go?" He goes, "Massage chair." I said, "In the mall?" I said, "Oh man, I got the best ones back here. You got to check it out." Went back there and he paid for our chair and he loved it. And then he came back the next day just to do it.
Nice.
So yeah, they're worth it.
But yeah, having all that, having the sales experience from what you're doing in the past definitely helps, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I wish
Yeah.
I could like just put a chip in my employees' brains so they could like have that turned on because they're not all that silly. They're not very silly people but they have good personalities, and I guess that goes a long way for us. So.
How many employees do you have in the store at one time?
Well, in this store here where I'm at, I have 2 to 3, and because we're slower, and the other one we have 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Because it gets a little busier. Yeah. So
And you're open during the whole week, right?
correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool, really cool. So aside from massage chairs, what would you say is a unique selling point of your arcade? Everyone is trying to be a little bit more special, doing something a little bit better than the others. What would you say is VReality doing better than the competitors?
Oh God, everything. No, just kidding. I pride myself on our equipment and how clean it is. I don't know if you guys go to other places, and I don't know if you guys clean your stuff, but I go to other locations and they don't. They just take a headset off and they put it right on the next guest. And that was huge, of course, when COVID hit. It's like, why would you not start that
Yeah.
process? We've always done it. It was from day one. I wanted our headsets clean. I wanted our lenses clean. I mean, if you've ever put on a headset with dirty lenses, it's just the worst experience. So that's one of the things that sets us apart from our competition around here. But it's the free roam. The free roam and the racers are our biggest sellers. We I worked for a long time to get a space big enough to have a mat where I could put it. So now I have 2 giant free roam areas in both locations, and we have 3 and 4 different race cars, the racing sims, and those are huge. So people can come in and race against each other. See, they're still not buying those rigs. $3,000 to $5,000 rig at home, they're not doing that, right? So they can't afford it. So they can come here, race against each other. It's great. And then, of course, being able to walk around in a headset freely without bumping into your wall or breaking this or that, that's they love it, and that's huge. Then we just added our haptic suits, the haptic vest, the 41s, yeah, and those have been a great upseller. And they work really well with Hero Zone is our main software we use, and they work with your software too, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. Yes. So that was really cool. And so when you feel a zombie attack you or slash you, or you get a shot and you don't all over your body, depending on the quadrant, it's you can't experience that at home, or you don't usually because they don't want to buy the equipment. So our free roam and our racers, and then the cleanliness of our space,
And the massage chairs.
and the massage. That's true. I don't know anyone else that has massage chairs. And that's a good point.
I
So
don't
besides the
either.
mall,
Yeah.
so.
I never tried free roam until I went to the arcade in Switzerland, and I played a couple of games with Chan, and I was like, I need to smash my walls down in my house because it's like walking around, because I'm just in this little space like I've got now as my area where I do my gaming, and it's totally different.
Right,
Yeah.
night and day.
Yeah.
And we have all that. We have our guests come in and they'll say, "Yeah, this is so amazing because I have a Quest at home and I can only move
Yeah.
this far or whatever. I have to sit, and my parents get mad at me, or the guys will be like, 'Yeah, I broke this or that.' It's like, 'Yeah, but this is amazing.'" So those are the kind of reactions you get, and like you. It's just unbelievable to be able to walk around safely in a headset.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that the VR arcade market will also have a switch towards the free roam stuff? Because I'm not sure, but I think at the moment we don't have that many software that, supports this, be it games or be it just to be able to use it on your headset. But I think the unique point of VR is the immersive side of it, and you really feel much more immersed when you can just walk around freely. So, do you think that will be a switch in the future, or
I don't, not anytime soon, because there's so many, stationary or the room scale things that are
yeah,
out there. I think there's over 20,000 as far as I remember or looked at last time. And the free roam, you're right, but in the last year, the free roam market has grown a lot. And I think that could take, if I could do just that, I would do just that, because
yeah,
free roam sells great, and people want that. And the stationary is kind of secondary for us now, where that was my bread and butter when we first started. So the software, from escape rooms to you guys zombie shooting to bow and arrow shooters, laser tag, it's all inside of the free roam now in the
Mm.
headsets. And man, the fact that we can offer that many choices has made a huge difference for our us. So
yeah, and especially, I mean, you can get the same experience with the room scale setup at home nowadays, right? But the free roam stuff you still cannot get at home because usually
no,
no one has that much space.
that space or the software is exclusive to
Exactly.
arcades. So I love that too, because they'll come in and they'll
Yes.
play our Hero Zone game, and they'll play Dead Ahead as a zombie shooter in there. Have you guys played Hero Zone at
No.
all? No. Yeah.
I,
So you have, yeah, okay. And it's they'll come in, how do I get that at home? Where do I find that? What's it called? I'm like, oops, sorry to tell you, it's not available at home. And they'll be like, oh, and then they'll come back and play again. That makes me so happy. It's so
Yeah.
Surge, you gotta try it. It's amazing. Hero Zone's been really great for us,
I'd need to
and
find
they're a great
one.
company.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm near London, so I'm sure that somebody will do it. Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, do you have how many arcades do you have in London?
Not loads.
VR.
Not loads. There's that I know of, maybe 10, 15.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But then I'm
Not loads.
yeah. But it's not. I mean, because I live outside of. I just say London because it's easier for people geographically. But I live like on the outer part of London. There's not many around here, but as you go more into London, there's a few, but it's not huge. Like when I was trying to research VR games in arcades, just because I needed to play them to see what it's like, and I ended up getting a guy to come to my house, a mobile VR arcade, because I couldn't get all the games I wanted in one place. Yeah. But yeah, I'm still yet to go to an actual VR arcade venue. That is definitely on my list.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you're in VR, you gotta just. I do it to go and meet other people in the competition around here. Like we had a store, so they just got their first escape rooms,
Hmm.
in there, and it was sad to me because they were doing everything illegally. I guess they don't pay the developers. There's no licensing for what they do, and that's something else that I mean, ethically, I just have to do it, and I have
Yeah.
to pay my developers. So it's they're not going to do anything, of course, because VR arcades aren't that big, like a music industry or whatever.
Yeah.
But to walk in and see that they're touting this game that you have to buy, and it's not really an escape room because you have to play at your own pace, and there's no time to it. Either you do it or you don't. You win, you don't. But it could be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour just for one thing, and it's just I don't know. It really bothers me when venues do that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, we've got these great escape rooms, and they're really not escape rooms. They're not made for arcades. This was made for home use, and I think you're just kind of deceiving the public when you do that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but they'll make their money wherever they can, I guess.
Yeah. I did notice that when I wasn't very clued up at the time, but people I was speaking to, I was like, "What platform do you use?" And they were like, "Oh, we use Steam." And then I asked these guys, and they were like, "Yeah, they're not licensing the games properly. They're just running an arcade with games that aren't basically for public use."
And the public's not going to be any wiser.
Yeah.
I could do the same thing, but I, I want to make sure the developers get their due because we're trying to run a business and make money off of it. Well, they need theirs too, and I could use
Exactly.
more software at that point. So, and I have exclusive software that nobody has around my area, which is really good stuff. So, like you guys, I get to use Rotten Apple and Plush Rush. Congrats, that's a really fun game. So much positive feedback on that game. So they're excited to implement that into our arcade. But yeah, it's things that they're doing just stuff off Steam, which is home use stuff, and then here we get the arcade versions of things and things you can't do at home, which is even I think better and made for what we do.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, it just bothers me when I see that stuff. But that's just side notes.
Yeah, and also from the operations side, right? You have your game master on site that I think will struggle with the Steam VR games more than just open a game that is specifically made for the VR arcade and that
Yeah,
just runs smoothly on its own, I guess, more or
yeah,
less. So
yeah. And we had to switch over recently too, which is kind of weird. What do you use Springboard at all, Chad?
yes, we
Yeah,
use it and we still use it for our own testings and stuff
yeah.
as
I
well.
had private label, and they just quit the business the 1st of January.
Oh yeah,
So, and everything about it was fantastic. The way the operating, the launcher, the clock, and now it's Springboard, and I'm missing a lot of the stuff we used. So I'm like, but you know, I have more games now because, but it's the user interface is a little bit trickier.
yeah. And speaking of the licensing platforms, do you use? So you use Springboard, you use Hero
I
Zone,
do now. Yep. Here's
and is there other stuff as well?
VR Cave. VR Cave is our free roam escape rooms.
Yeah.
And then we have the IRVI, they're our stationary ones, our room
Hmm.
scale, which you know about, and those are amazing.
Yes.
Um, and then we're racing, we had the license for Project Cars 2. And then, of course, you can't buy that anymore, which stinks.
I
So,
love that
yeah,
game. I love the Project
yeah,
Cars games.
so good. And
Yeah.
multiplayer it's really nice to work on. But yeah, and then, of course, all the developers we have inside of Springboard, different games we have in there. But we just added you guys to our free room as well. So
Do the customers ever feel overwhelmed when you have, so much to choose from?
well,
Or
and
can you
and
just guide them?
we qualify them. We walk in. Hey,
Yeah.
what are you thinking about? Here's what we offer. We show them in 30 seconds. Basically, we run down, even to the arcade kind of stuff. They just want to do that without having to do VR, and then we can show them some of the games we offer video wise, and then they can pick from there. We'll just find out what they like to play. A lot of them come in for shooters, of course. I want to shoot everything, so hey, we got you covered. And we always recommend the free roam if they're new to VR.
Hmm.
It tends to feel better being able to walk around a headset, and your body's correlating to the actual movement, so it works really well. So yeah, we have to make sure we qualify them before we put them in. Otherwise, it's they get sick so bad.
Do you think that if people's first VR experience was free roam instead of, like sitting down or just standing in one place, there'd be less motion sickness the first time?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, we have even people that have tried VR in the past. What do you do when you put somebody in a headset at home? They put them in a roller coaster, or they put them in
Yeah.
this motion thing, and they're like, "Oh, it made me so sick, I can't handle it." I'm like,
Yeah.
I deal with that on a regular basis, and we tell them, hey, this is natural. If we just put you, I basically am you're standing right here, but I'm putting you in the parking lot, and you get to walk around the parking lot inside the headset. It's just like that. That you're in a
Yes.
different space, but you're walking around, and it feels way more natural versus using a teleportation. It's only bothered a few people, but that smooth locomotion that'll mess people up hardcore. Or if they go into our racers wide awake and they've never done that motion, oh my gosh! And so we always say, hey, don't do that your first time out, um, and try the free roam because it's way more natural. And don't give up. And then I've converted people because of that. It's like,
Mm.
oh, this is good. Or I say, hey, just look in the headset, walk around this little area, and see how you feel. And next thing you know, they're playing a game, and they're like, "This is the best thing I've ever done." So
Yeah.
yes, free roam makes a huge difference with motion sickness for sure. And then we have our special little candies. You guys know about these?
Preggy Pop. Is that
Preggy
a pregnant
Pops.
woman?
So I used to offer ginger candy, and yeah, but a lady told me about these, and people don't like the burn of ginger,
Right.
so we got these. They taste just like candy, really good, but they have ginger in them,
Hmm.
and they conquer VR sickness. So if anybody comes out and says they don't feel well, we give them one. We make them take one of those, and within 5-7 minutes, they feel great.
Wow. We're
Yeah,
ordering some of
so
those,
that helps
Jen.
too.
Yeah.
Amazon, there you go. Amazon, $5. There you go.
That's really cool.
I've never heard of that. I've never even, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ginger has always been a good fail safe. Just any kind of
Yeah.
ginger ale or ginger candy has helped a lot with that equilibrium. But then when somebody told me about these, I was like, I'll try it, and I'll be darned, it works really well.
Never would have
That's
thought. And what does that do? Is like, what does it do for pregnant women?
Well, they're nausea because they're morning sickness they have, and they just feel nauseous when they get up or
Yeah,
whatever. That calms them down. It settles their stomach and it settles the whatever that is inside your inner ear kind of thing. So
that's awesome.
really smart. I have to get some as well.
yeah, definitely. If you guys, if anybody that comes in or has the motion sickness, this do it right away. Boom. So here you go. Take this piece of candy. Tastes great, and you're gonna feel better in 5 to 6, 7 minutes.
I mean, thankfully it doesn't happen that often, but I'm sure you experience it as well. Sometimes people just put on their headsets and instantly, or like in 1 or 2 minutes, they feel nausea. That happens as well. But
Well, remember it's an age thing too. So the older they get, the more susceptible they are to the whole. So a day
yes,
I can't ride a roller coaster, you will see me locked away for a month because I will be crying the entire time. I can't ride one.
so you have a roller coaster addiction then?
Oh, I love it so
Uh,
much. Yeah. Yeah. The crazier, the wilder, the better. The more, oh, it's so good. Yeah. But I'm
that's
getting there. I'm getting up there. So I'm getting kind of weird. I can't do it anymore. I'll just have a whole pocket full of these. I'll just,
I'm afraid of heights, so yeah,
oh, yeah.
roller coasters aren't for me,
Well, that's what's great
unfortunately.
about VR though, right? Have you tried to conquer it in VR?
I mean, I tried, but it wasn't that great of an experience as well.
You
I
just got to
think,
build up to it. Just
yeah,
build up.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got used to smooth locomotion things as well, and at the beginning it was really rough. But as you said, you get used to it when you just, play it for an hour, play it for two. Maybe not in the same sitting, but a day or two later, just try it again, and it
Yeah.
works. And especially free roam thing really helps with nausea. So for first timers, I think free roam is the best thing that you can start with to be
Oh,
arcade.
absolutely.
So
Yeah. And I always tell people too, if they put the headset on and they play for so long, to take it easy. Go 10, 15, 20 minutes and then stop and then wait 10 minutes, go back in. But some people go in for half an hour, 45 minutes, or the hour, and they'll come out going, oh, I feel absolutely horrible. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I'm like, just baby steps, because VR sickness is a real thing. So
it
yeah.
is. Very cool. So we spoke about the software side. What about the hardware side in your arcade? Which kind of headsets do you use? Do you use multiple ones? What is the setting with the racing rigs? Yeah,
I used to. My racing rig's the only one that have a different headset, but I switched everything over to Pico 4s, just because of the ease of use, the lightweight. There's no sweet spot. I mean, you put it on, you can see
Yeah.
right away. That's amazing. And I was like, those pancake lenses make all the difference, which is probably the same in the Quest 3. I don't, because they have the pancake lenses. There's probably a nice, just put it on, you can look and see everything's great. Our racers, I have a couple of them that still have the HP Reverb G2s, and
Yeah.
because they're amazing headsets, super lightweight, they have the index headphones, and then the clarity of the lenses are really, really beautiful. So, and I can run them really, really fast. So,
Yeah, so I have friends who stream and they've got G2s in their sim rigs, and people buy them just for the sim rigs, don't they? G2s.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it made sense for us. The downside is the Microsoft software.
that's another thing
The
they mentioned.
WMR, oh, it's so bad. But we don't need to worry about it. We just have to get it launched, and hopefully it doesn't mess anything up with Steam VR. Oh,
and any other technical
that's it.
hurdles that you had to
No, oh,
overcome?
technical
Not,
hurdles.
not just for the racing rigs, just in general, or is there something that, let's say, someone would like to open a new arcade? Is there something that you would like to help them out with? Where you think, hey, if I knew that one thing from the beginning, it would have helped me a lot.
Oh gosh, it's just technical. I mean, training employees is the same as learning somebody new wanting to open an arcade. But if you can do free roam, that's probably the least amount of issues you'll have, because the software just works so well, which is kind of crazy. But because you have to go through Steam VR on the PC side of it all when you're doing the stationary, and they update constantly. And even if you try to stop the update, and it'll get to a point where it says, "Hey, you got to update this."
Yes.
So then all of a sudden this goes down. Now this has messed this up and this up and this up. So you got to troubleshoot it all and just try to get it all back in sync. And it's so time consuming and it's just so frustrating more than anything else. So technically you learn it inside out. Don't go in if you don't know anything about computers. I would say, but if you don't know how to use Steam or Steam VR or computers and the ins and outs of that, I don't do it. Just because you want to make money, pay somebody that knows that stuff then and do that. But the headsets have come a long way and they're just easier to use now, so which is really nice. So really, it's just the technical side of it.
Would you also say that the VR kids have a helpful community, where you can just contact somebody anywhere and they will try to help you as good as they can?
Or locally, no. Sorry. But like things like you got, and there's boards that we have. I have two different VRCade owner boards that I'm on that helps a lot. So if you have a question, throw it out there. Somebody's going to give you a pretty good answer, or maybe it's dealt with it, and they're going to be able to help you great. Yeah, that by all means, get on board with those because they'll help you immensely. And you'll see all the time. So it's like, oh man, this is frozen and it won't work. Hey, did you think about doing this? Oh, hey, that worked. And there you go. And you didn't have to pay, hundreds of dollars to get that
Yes.
fixed. So yeah, makes a big, big difference having the community like that.
Yeah, in general, like the VR community is really, really cool. I found.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could meet up with all you guys, it would just be a blast for me because you guys, the most of everybody that I've ever met through VR is all overseas. You guys are not in the States, and you guys are all extremely cool. So everybody I've dealt with over there has been amazing. So like you, Serge, you've called me, you've helped me with your software. I've had issues, and you were there and made it all work. It was just really easy to work with you, and thank you for making it happen. So
My pleasure.
and you were
My pleasure.
patient with me. You were really patient with me. So really patient.
Let's go, Serge.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
it
that.
was
Thank
super
you.
cool. Yeah, no, and I love it. It's good because I tried. Can I tell the story about the rotten apple?
Sure.
Oh yeah, so it was probably about how long has it been out? 3 or 4 years, right? Or maybe longer. Because it was right when we opened, and I was trying to do the free roam, and it was about 2 or 3 years in, I guess. And it was and it could have been on my part, but it was so jittery and the lag was horrible.
Yeah.
And it just froze and it come back, and I couldn't do it. And it could have been the timing of the computer systems, of the headsets, and that kind of thing. But I couldn't use it for our guests. So, and then you approached me again, probably good 2 years later, and said, "Hey, have you tried it recently?" I said, "No." I said, "This is my issues." He said, "Here, try it and see what you think." And I'll be darned, he gave me the key. We tried it out, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was smoother. It looked better, and the story was really good and developed. So yeah, it's in my arcade now. So yeah,
And that's how we
so
first
thank
met.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But we'll
yeah.
definitely game. Our last
Oh, cool.
guest as well wants to game, and we'll definitely need to sort something out. We're friends now anyway on Discord, so for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Really cool. Glad you could help him, Serge, and that we now have a guest on our podcast that can share this story. That's what I was trying to achieve with the question: is the VR
Mm,
community, do you think, helpful or not? Because I think the things that you experience happens on a daily basis, I guess. Because there are Facebook groups that get in touch with each other. There are some Discord groups that try to help each other, and there are the platforms as well, right? I mean, I think if you contact someone from Hero Zone, from Springboard, they will try to help you as well. So I think that's really good for the business, and yeah,
Yeah,
glad
Discord is huge. Like
yeah.
what you were saying is because the groups on Facebook are great for in general everybody, right? But if you want a specific like Discord group like Hero Zone or you
yeah,
guys, you go straight there and ask a question about the game or whatever. That's being answered right away. So it's like having your own, technical support just there at your fingertips, going, "Hey, what about this?" Um, whereas the other groups are really, "Hey, in general, blah blah blah. Has anyone had this problem?" kind of thing. So yeah, Discord is huge for me when I got on, but because I didn't want to use it, but now I'm like, all right, I need it, I gotta have it. So it's helped a lot.
Yeah. Discord, I use here and there, not as much as I should, but it is a really good tool, especially for what you're doing as well. What are
Mhm.
your plans for the future?
That's a super great question. My goal, my ultimate goal when I started this, is I wanted to open a VR park. I wanted to have this massive park that you had rides. They were roller coaster VRs,
Mm-hmm.
and they're amazing. They're so fun, and they feel pretty good because you're moving the motion and the VR is good. And some of the parks are doing it here in the States, like the big ones, Busch Gardens, things like that. But mine is to have all these different experiences you can come in and do, and mainly all be virtual reality, and then maybe have a side cafe and a arcade and that kind of thing for other things, but to make it just one massive park. So that's my dream. Now, if I ever get that far, who knows? But I want to open a couple more stores around the area because we have room to do that, and of course we have the new Tower Tag game. I want to make that, so I'm working with those guys. If they're fantastic to work with too. Alex, he and I go way back, and I think that would be fun to add to our arcade and just keep adding things, experiences that you can't find anywhere else within VR.
Yeah.
But that's my plan, is to keep upgrading what we have, and then of course expanding and opening new locations around the area. I've had people ask me all the time about franchise, and I go, yeah, I'll do it if you guys want to do it. Just show me the money. Let's make it happen. So
Yeah.
Now that you have the knowledge, right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So and because they do, they come in and maybe they've done a small little cafe or something, like we thought about adding VR. It would be really cool. Or this is such a great idea and concept. It'd go really well where we are. I said, let's do it. Let me know. So I've got a gentleman who's up in a couple towns away, and
Mm-hmm.
he wants to do it. I'm like, yeah, I'll support you. So let's what how can we make it work? So
Awesome.
Great to
That'd be
hear.
really cool. That'd be really cool. Start franchising.
if yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I'm willing to try. So it's like, yeah, what's it take? Let's make it happen. So, but I've got people from Nashville, Jacksonville, around the area,
Yeah.
all these different cities because they're bigger cities and they
Mm-hmm.
could go over really well there. And I say give them my contact, and they do it, and they never reach back out. And yeah, I'm not going to chase them if they want to do it. They want to go for it. They'll come back to me. But maybe
Yes.
they learned it and they figured it out on their own. But it takes a lot. So capital alone takes quite a bit to start it.
Yeah,
One of the
definitely.
requirements has to be massage chairs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They go a long way. The parents are like, really? I can do this? This is amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any further questions you'd like to ask Michael Chan?
Good so far? No?
That's what you should change your name to, Michael Chan. That sounds really good.
Michael Chan. Yeah. Oh, that's actually, I'm going to start calling you that, Chan.
I mean, you can
You're
go for
welcome.
it.
Good.
Okay. Well, it's been great. It's been really, really fun talking to you, Michael. And we really appreciate you coming onto the podcast and just telling us about your setup. And I've learned a lot. Especially the motion sickness thing as well. It's just like that's not something I've never heard of before. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you, especially having a solution for your guests, it's really huge. So.
Yeah.
Definitely. And thank you. Sorry?
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted the extra steps that you take for, your VR arcade, be it with the old arcade machines that you have or the massage chairs. Even though we joke about it, it's a really great idea, and really
I love that you love that.
it.
That's so good.
So yeah, I saw them on your website, and I was like, we need to talk about this.
Something that you wouldn't think about, right? When you think about a VR arcade, so
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Well,
That's really
so many
cool.
times the parents will come in and they just sit, right? And they're
Yeah.
just like, I got to sit here and just watch my kid or significant other even play for a half an hour or for an hour. So they get bored. I'm like, well, let me figure out what I can do for them. So, and believe it or not, they do really well money wise too. So
Yeah, it makes so much
if
sense.
I don't offer it for free, they're actually coming in to pay for it. And it's fantastic. So
Brilliant. Okay, Michael. Well, thank you very much, and I will speak to you. I'm sure we'll be speaking again soon. We'll arrange a gaming session. Hopefully, Chun can join us if it's not too late in the evening for him.
For me, never. You just let me know what time you guys are ready. I'll go. I don't care. It's 4 a.m. here. I'm ready to go. Let's just do it.
Okay, we'll do. And thank you everyone for watching. It's been a great episode. First episode of 2024. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We are actually, I'm not sure if I told you, Michael, but we're working on our next title, which is an action escape adventure set in Atlantis, and its ETA is Q2 this year.
Oh, I'm excited. Really? Yeah. That sounds great. I don't know that anyone's ever done Atlantis. If they did, it wasn't good. So I tried something many years ago. It was not a good experience, but that'd be really cool.
And it could have a similar number of players as Plush Rush, possibly.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, good.
So yeah,
We'll look forward to that for sure.
Definitely keep you posted.
Yeah, please make me a tester. I'll be testing me test it.
Okay, I'll put you on the list for sure. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching, and thank you both for joining.
Thank you. Good to meet you guys. Good to see you.
Yeah, Angie, take care, everyone. See ya.